I had a conversation. I had a conversation with the devil. This is what he told me. The story goes like this. It was February 2nd. We're about to leave. We're about to leave to Maricopa. We live in Arizona. And one of my grandma's ex-boyfriends, he was backing out in the truck. He was one of my favorite human beings. And I'd always followed him around everywhere. You know, we lived in a mobile home park. And a small mobile home park, you know. And he was backing out the truck. So, you know, the carports, you know, it's a mobile home park and then a carport. So it's very close to each other. I decided to, you know, go outside. Me and my sister were just playing outside. I was 2 years old. She was only, I believe she was 5. And I decided to just follow him. And he decided to back out the truck. It was a big Tahoe. I decided to, you know, just wander around, crawl behind the car, and he backed up. And he was, what was that? Pulled forward again. What was that? What did I just run over? He got out the car quickly. He saw me laying in the ground, and you just hear me say, mama. Like, he picked me up. He's like, what just happened? He took me inside the house, and he starts yelling, like, vieja, we gotta take him, we gotta go. And, you know, everyone in shock. We didn't know what exactly to do. We didn't know either to take me to well, they didn't really know exactly what to do, either to take me to the hospital or call the ambulance. So they had no idea what exactly to do. So the first thing they did is they just put me in the car in crucial conditions. They you know, they weren't really thinking about calling the ambulance or nothing. You know, when any accidents happen, you need to call the ambulance, by the way. But in this case, it was all ran by faith. They took me to the hospital, crucial conditions. They told me, you know what, we can't treat him here. We need to take him to this specific hospital. So they threw me on the helicopter with my mother, and barely breathing, barely alive, my leg coming off. Took me to this bigger hospital where they have specialists that were able to treat me. And in this place, basically, they had CPS talking to my mother, telling her, oh, this and that. You know, luckily my parents always took care of me. My grandma, my mother always took care of me. They were checking everything, make sure my nails were clean and everything. So they were just seeing, like, why did this happen? How did this happen? And that's kind of how it started. But from this point on, I was not supposed to be alive again. I was supposed to be dead. I was supposed to either be dead or I was going to be a vegetable. I was not supposed to live a normal life. And my mother, she had very strong faith in me. She had very strong faith in God. She said, you know what, God? I'm going to make you a deal. She said, God, if you're going to leave my son, you're going to leave him here good. You're going to leave him here healthy. Or you could take him with you. You could take him to your realm. You can have him. But you're not going to leave me a son here suffering. Because that's not the deal. So she made this deal with him. He said, God, you're going to leave him here perfect, in good shape. He's going to be able to walk. He's going to be able to talk to people. Or just take him back to your realm. So that's a very bold statement that my mother had to make with God. And it was when I was 2 years old. All the doctors told her, you know what, David, you're not ever going to be able to walk again. You're never going to, well, and they told her that, right? I was a baby. But they told her, you know, your son's never going to be able to walk again. He's never going to live a normal life. You're going to have to bring him in every single year, every checkups. You know, when he turns 18 years old, we're going to have to do surgery on him. All sorts of stuff they started telling my mother. There's 3 other kids that came in around the same time, same around age. 2 of those kids unfortunately passed away, and the doctors came to my mother. She's like, you know what, your son's still alive, but he's never gonna be able to live a normal life. He'll never be able to walk again. And my mom, with the incredible faith she had, she said, no, don't tell me that. I already made a deal with God. And so she was sitting there in the waiting room, and a lady came up and a man came up. They came up to her and asked her, do you believe in God? She was like, yeah. And this is what they told her. They said, God sent his angels down to take care of your son. and he's going to be okay if you believe in it. She wiped her tears. She said, okay, thank you. Those were God's angels. Later that day, the doctors came back and told her, your son's alright. He's living. He's in crucial conditions. His leg, he's going to be dragging his foot across for a few years. He's never able to walk again. He's alive. He's conscious, but he's never going to be able to walk again. My mom's like, no, that's not true. That's never going to happen. My son's going to be able to walk. My mom did not want to take pictures of me in this condition. She did not want people to feel pettiness for me or feel bad for me being in this condition. She didn't allow other people to see me in this condition. People were like, hey, your son's this. No, he's not. He's perfect. My son is perfect. These are my scars. Not sure if you guys can see them. That's one of them. I have more scars down my leg. Turning 4, turning 5, turning 6, I still have this big metal tube, big metal plates on my leg, dragging my leg as I walk, dragging my leg. This much of a difference. I'm not too sure how many inches of a difference, but I was lopsided, you know, like, oh. I couldn't really walk straight. In the meantime, but my mom made a deal with God and said, you're going to leave my son good, straight, and healthy. She believed it. Even when she couldn't see it, even when it wasn't there, she said, I always saw you walking straight. I never saw you lopsided. I always saw you healthy. Even though other people were telling me this, oh, your son is never going to... She said she always saw me healthy. That's because of that deal she made with God. No. Later on that day, one day, my grandma tells my mother, hey, have you seen David? Have you seen him? He's starting to walk a little straighter. He's starting to walk a little straighter. He's starting to, run a little straighter. My mom said, yeah, he's always looked like that. No, but Elizabeth, you don't understand. He's actually like starting to walk straight. No, mother, I don't get it. You don't get it. He's always walked straight. He's always been healthy. No, but Elizabeth, you don't know, mother. He's always been healthy in my eyes. God told me, and I've always seen it. I was not supposed to be alive, but my mother's faith, mother's faith, and she applied that faith into my life, and I've always held that on. So, that being said, I'm not going to waste my life. I'm not going to waste my life indulging in drugs, indulging in alcohol, indulging in anything, having vices. I'm actually going to dedicate my life to teach other people that anything and everything is possible, as long as you apply your faith into it. If you believe you can achieve it, of course you can. Just make sure that you have faith in it. Make sure you apply your faith. Get closer to God. Get closer to your family. Don't waste your life on anything that's unworthy. God has plans for everyone. The doctors told her, you're going to have to keep bringing your son for daily checkups, weekly checkups. You're going to have to keep bringing your son for weekly checkups. She's like, are you guys going to do anything to him? No, but we just want to check him out. Then I'm not bringing him, she said. No, but you have to bring him. Are you guys going to do anything to him? Are you guys going to help him out? No, we can't do anything until he's 18. Then I'm not bringing him. That's what she said. And then we're going to have to, call CPS again. Oh, she didn't care. She knew that God was going to leave me good. And, she had this battle. She was going through this, living in a mobile home park. Now my mother is a successful entrepreneur, real estate investor. I love my mother. Words can't even describe how much I love my mother and admire her. She's guided me. She's transformed me to the man I am. And to this point forward, I'm able to walk. I'm able to walk. I'm able to talk. I'm able to jump. I'm able to wrestle. I'm able to fight. I'm able to work. My mom never let anybody see me as handicapped. We're not handicapped, guys. If your mind believes you're handicapped, you're handicapped. You need to apply faith. You must not see things as negatives. Try to transform it. Even if in that moment it doesn't look too bright, you must see with your faith. You must walk by faith, not by sight. That's the way to live. And that's why I want to share my story, because I almost died. And I wouldn't be here today. And I just don't think that we should waste our lives. If you've ever had near-death experiences, guys, just remember those moments. Remember those times. Shouldn't waste our lives thinking and stressing, because we already went through the worst. Maybe some of us haven't went through the worst. Just prepare for yourself. Apply your faith that the best is coming. That you're going to get through it. That it's okay, that God's going to guide you through it. You don't have to wait for something bad to happen for you to get ready. Assume it's already happened. Don't waste your life, guys. Don't waste it. Take advantage of the moments. Take advantage of the opportunities. Take advantage of your relationship with God that you have now. Treat others how you like to be treated, with respect. Start forgiving those people you can't forgive. Reach out to them, talk to them. Go face those demons, face those fears. You must have the conversation with the devil. And God's always talking to you. So is the devil. Don't indulge with the devil. He's around us everywhere. He takes different forms. The devil's always taking different forms and indulgences and vices. But remember, guys, that God was there when you were born. And just go back to Him. You know who's who. Or are you more connected with that one? Find yourself. Connect yourself.